In this video, we're going to install the Comma 3 on the 5th generation Toyota Rav4. If you're watching this video, that means you probably have a 5th generation Toyota Rav4, and with that, you have advanced driver assist systems that help you navigate on the road. This includes adaptive cruise control that allows you to keep a distance between the car in front of you and yourself using cruise control. It also has lane keep assist that watches the lanes on both sides of the vehicle and tries to center you by taking control of your steering wheel. Some of the Rav4s might also have blind spot monitoring to help you see your blind spots if you're going to shift lanes. All of this is packed into one device that takes these advanced driver assist systems, puts it into one package, and it helps you go further without having you have to intervene with the wheel every 10, 15, or 20 seconds. So in this video, we're going to install this device, go through the wiring, go through the harnesses, go through the accessories that come with this kit, and then in a later video, I will be talking about my experience with this, going from Cincinnati to Denver, up to Wyoming, and back here to Cincinnati again, using this system on the long open roads of the United States. I currently have my headliner and my A-pillar covers completely removed for another project, so we'll be able to fully see how the wiring is completed in this video using the accessories and wiring harnesses that come with the kit. Your purchase of the Comma 3 should include the Comma 3, and then you will also need to purchase a wire harness kit, which you will select from the drop-down options available, and is very specific to the year and trim that your Rav4 or whatever vehicle you have is. So make sure you do select the correct one, and in that wire harness kit, you'll get an OBD adapter, which will communicate with the car through an Ethernet port to the wire harness that will go to your device. You are also given USB-C to USB-C, which will connect the wire harness to the Comma 3 device. There is also a fairly long Ethernet cable, which will connect from the OBD sensor to the wire harness. And then finally, the very special thing is the wire harness itself, where you have a male port which will connect to the sensor located behind the rear view mirror. The other end will connect to the wire harness that runs up the headliner, down the A-pillar to the driver's computer area. And then on the other side, you have the Ethernet port, which will connect to the OBD sensor, and then a USB-C port, which will connect to the Comma 3. As mentioned earlier, I have completely stripped my headliner from my Rav4 for another project. If we look behind the rear view mirror, we have a sensor over here which has a female port. This is where your wire harness will connect to, and then the harness that connects to this will connect to the harness itself. So this little piece here, the male of this will connect inside of here, and this will connect to the wire harness that comes from behind the headliner. Since I have my headliner removed, we won't be able to do that part until I'm completed with my project, but that is what happens over here in that connection. The Comma 3 also comes with mounting hardware that allows it to stick to the windshield. I have already done that part because I did it before I removed the cover here. You basically want the Comma 3 to be dead center with the Rav4 and as high up as possible to maximize the viewing in front of the car. You also want to have it so that you can remove the device just in case you go into a bad neighborhood and you don't want to show people that you have a $3,000 device hanging on your windshield. So you do want to be able to remove it and sort of hide it away inside of your Rav4 somewhere. For the Ethernet cable that needs to go from the wire harness to the OBD port, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and then kind of plan my route up behind the headliner, which would be here, and then over here, and then down behind the A-pillar, where I have the rest of my wires going from my front dash cam and my rear view camera as well. So all of these will be bunched together behind the airbag and then down to the OBD sensor. You can alternatively, if you don't want to remove your A-pillar cover, you could run up the weather strip and then cross over the airbag. And I know a lot of people say don't do that, but you know, it's up to you what you want to do in the end. You can go over the A-pillar over the airbag of the A-pillar, and then under the headliner to the wire harness. If you want to know how to go up the weather strip, you can check out my video where I install the front-facing dash cam in 2 different methods. One is up the weather strip and over the airbag, and the other one is where I remove the A-pillar and show you how to do that as well, to go behind the airbag and behind the headliner. For the wiring of the OBD, or to the OBD, we need to remove this trim, which is simply done by pulling it up. And then this trim is also removed. There's a screw right here. It's a plastic screw. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. Will you turn it? No. Okay, this is it. Took too long. And this piece, there's a clip right here, so you need to kind of pull it downwards to remove this. So down, and then that comes out. And then this weather strip, I'll peel away from here so we can take a look. But you can see my cables running down. I have 2 dash cameras, or 2 cameras, and then the Ethernet kind of tuck in behind here. And then it goes down here, and then here's the Ethernet coming up. Over here I have some wire harnesses and the speaker wires as well coming into this area. So it's getting pretty crowded down there. And then the weather strip is very easy to reinstall. Just press it back in and let these grooves right here pinch along the frame of the Rav4. Once you're here, this OBD, I think we already covered it, I don't remember, but it just plugs in right there. Right now I have the cover installed that hides the sensor. I have the wire harness, the Ethernet cable, and the USB-C cable all tucked inside of here. So it is possible to fit it and reinstall the cover. If I remove the cover so we can see what's behind here, remember that's done by sliding it downwards. We have the wire harness right here plugged in, and then the other end of it will plug in to the wire harness of the Rav4 coming from the headliner. And then on the other side is our USB-C, and we have our Ethernet up here that runs up the headliner. The wire harness has the double-sided adhesive that I stuck to the top of the sensor over here. It seems like a good squared spot to attach that to. So that's held right there quite snug. And then with all that, you can reinstall the cover and hide it all away. The sensor cover has 2 clips, one here and one here, which are angled upwards, which is why you need to slide it down. They go into here, and they go into here. This is what the Comma 3 looks like on my windshield. We have it installed dead center of the Rav4 and as high up as possible, but also low enough so that we can remove it without it being blocked off by this cover. You don't want to keep this on your windshield in a questionable neighborhood. At least I wouldn't recommend it. You can see the USB-C wiring come off the side, and we are going inside of this hole right here where the rear view mirror goes through, because the wire was not long enough to go from the top. The setup process is very easy. I don't really want to spend time going through it. You simply plug it in, it connects to your whole Rav4 system, and then you set up Wi-Fi, you follow the instructions, you follow the safety rules as well, the limitations of this equipment and what it's intended for, what it's not intended for, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll have OpenPilot ready to go and use on the open roads. If you're an advanced user, you can follow the Discord and follow GitHub and find other forks that are available that you can upload to this that offer more features to take advantage of in your Rav4. So I will say that I'm using Shane's fork. If you know what that means, good for you. If you don't, then you need to that's specifically why I don't want to go through it, because I don't want to be responsible for any sort of incidents you may have with this unit. That is as much as I'm going to cover in this video. If you want to follow up in another one, please subscribe or follow the channel. I will cover how this works in the open roads and record its screen while I'm using it, so you can sort of see what features are available over the base ADAS system of the Rav4. I will also add that the side to head unit does not interfere with having a unit like this. There's no interaction between these two. When you don't have your headliner installed, you get a lot of errors on your system, headlight system malfunction, pre-collision system malfunction, lane trace assist malfunction. So headlight, there's probably some light sensors here so that the headlight cannot automatically turn on based on the brightness outside. The pre-collision, obviously your adaptive cruise control settings are up here as well as down there. So without them communicating, you're not going to have some pre-collision avoidance. And then lane trace assist, I suppose it's also up here since I get that error and it's not connected because I have my headliner removed. So these are the sort of errors you'll get if you don't have that thing plugged in or if you have a malfunction of this unit.